Your liver does its hardest work while you are asleep. And what you eat in the last hour before bed decides whether it spends that night burning fat or storing it. About 1 in 3 American adults is carrying extra fat inside the liver right now. And almost none of them feel a thing because there's no pain nerves inside the liver to warn you. So tonight, 6 fruits for the evening. And one of them is a fruit a lot of people over 60 have been told to stay away from. That warning is real, but it's only half the story.
The night shift. Your liver is the busiest factory in your body, and it runs the night shift. While you're asleep and not eating, it pulls fat out of storage and burns it, clears waste, and repairs its own cells. That stretch from your last bite at night to your first bite in the morning is when it's supposed to empty its tank. The problem is what we hand it right before that window opens. When your last food of the day is a bowl of cereal or a handful of crackers, you flood the liver with sugar at the exact moment it was about to start cleaning house. So instead of burning fat overnight, it spends the night storing it. Do that for years, and fat builds up inside the liver cells. We call that hepatic steatosis, which just means fat sitting where it doesn't belong. That fat inflames the liver. Inflammation lays down scar tissue, and scar tissue doesn't come back.
So it's not just what you eat, it's when you stop. And even though I'm a physician, I'm not your physician. So talk to your doctor before you change anything. Now, why does it get harder after 60? Your liver runs on the antioxidant it makes itself called glutathione, and production drops with age.
Blood flow through the liver falls roughly 30 to 40% between age 30 and 70, so the filter runs slower. And after 60, the body shifts towards storing fat around your organs instead of under your skin. So the same dinner that used to go to your hips now goes to your liver.
So check yourself against 3 quiet signals, not symptoms of disease. Sign the liver is working harder than it should.
1. Afternoon fatigue even after a full night's sleep. The night shift never finished. 2. Waking between 1 and 3 in the morning for no reason. That's when liver activity peaks, and an overloaded liver can swing your blood sugar enough to pull you out of sleep. 3. A waistline that creeps while the scale stays put. That's fat moving inward.
If number 2 is you, if you're the one up at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, type 3 in the comments and tell me what state you are watching from. And if someone in your family is fighting their weight or their blood sugar, send them this, because the fatty liver sits underneath both.
The first 3 fruits.
Every fruit here does one of 3 jobs overnight. It's the liver's antioxidants that mop up the damage the liver creates while processing fat. It carries soluble fiber that cuts down what flows up to the liver in the first place. Or it brings compounds that flip the liver from storing fat toward burning it. And all of them are low enough in sugar to eat at night without spiking insulin.
Fruit has 1. Kiwi. The reason kiwi goes first has nothing to do with vitamin C. Kiwi is one of the few foods naturally high in serotonin, and there was a small study out of Taipei Medical University where adults ate 2 kiwis an hour before bed for 4 weeks and fell asleep faster and stayed asleep longer. Small trial, so don't oversell it in your head. But here's why it matters tonight. Your liver does its repair work during deep sleep. Sleep badly, and it never gets its full shift, no matter what you ate. So kiwi protects your liver by protecting your sleep.
1 or 2 whole kiwis an hour before bed. Skin on if you can, because that's where most of the fiber is.
Fruit 2. Blueberries. This one has the most direct evidence for the liver itself. What makes a blueberry? That deep blue is a pigment called anthocyanin, and in small clinical trials, concentrated anthocyanins have lowered ALT and AST, the enzymes that leak out of liver cells when those cells are inflamed. They do two things at once: cool the inflammation and slow the liver's own machinery for manufacturing new fat.
If you skip blueberries because berries feel like a dessert, you're walking past the cheapest liver insurance in the grocery store. Frozen was as well as fresh. Have a cup, not a bowl. Everything I tell my own patients about this is in one simple plan, and the link is one on your screen whenever you want it. Now, fruit number 3.
Fruit 3, avocado. Most people don't know this is a fruit, and most avoid it because they hear the word fat. But the fat in an avocado is monounsaturated, the same family as olive oil, and it helps pull fat out of the liver rather than pack it in.
And here's what nothing on this list does as well. Avocado is a fruit source of glutathione, the exact antioxidant I told you drops with age. So you're feeding the system that's running low. A quarter to a half, a couple of hours before bed. Mash with salt and lemon. The fiber also shuts down the late night snake bait.
Patricia's story.
Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Patricia. She was 64, newly retired, and she came in for nothing more than tiredness she couldn't shake. Her ALT was elevated, and her ultrasound showed a moderately fatty liver. She went quiet and then she said, "But I barely drink." She spent her whole life believing liver trouble was a drinks problem. We didn't start with a prescription. We started with her evenings.
Patricia had cereal or a couple of cookies most nights, right as the night shift was supposed to begin, so we swapped it. Some nights kiwi and a few blueberries, some nights half an avocado on toast, and she added a 10-minute walk after dinner. 3 months later, her ALT had come down toward the normal range and the tiredness had lifted. There was no miracle in that. She just gave the organ its night shift back.
But there were also 2 fruits I told Patricia to stop eating at night. And both the fruits you swear were healthy. I'll name them in about 2 minutes.
Fruit 4, apple. The apple works on your liver through the back door, which is your gut. Apples are one of the best sources of pectin, a soluble fiber. Your gut bacteria ferment it into short-chain fatty acids, and those travel straight up to the liver through a vein called the portal vein and tell it to store less fat. A healthy gut sends the liver calm signals. An inflamed gut floods it.
And the skin carries quercetin, an antioxidant linked to less liver fat. So peel it and you'll throw the best part away. 1 medium apple whole, an hour or 2 before bed. A tart one like a Granny Smith has less sugar and more fiber.
Fruit 5, pomegranate. Those seeds are packed with compounds called punicolagens, among the strongest antioxidants measured in any fruit, ounce for ounce stronger than green tea. And a fatty liver is a liver under oxidative stress, that slow internal rusting that happens while it processes fat all night. Pomegranate quenches exactly that, and the research has shown lower liver fat and calmer inflammation.
But buy the seeds, not the bottle juice, which strip the fiber and concentrates the sugar until you're basically drink soda. A quarter to a half cup. Have it, hold it face down over a bowl, and tap the back with a wooden spoon.
2 fruits to stop eating at night.
Now the 2 I took away from Patricia.
Very ripe bananas. Bananas aren't bad, but as a banana ripens, the resistant starch converts to simple sugar, and a heavily spotted banana hits your blood sugar hard. Right before bed, that's the exact spike we've spent 10 minutes trying to avoid. Save it for the morning. Raisins, dates, and dried fruit generally. The water's gone, and the fiber to sugar ratio collapses. A small handful of dates before bed, and your liver spends its night shift processing sugar instead of clearing fat.
And here's a rule that covers everything I didn't list. For bed, choose fruit with its water and its fiber still intact. The more concentrated it is, the further it should sit from bedtime, which is why juice never belongs here. Juice isn't fruit, but sugar with the brakes taken off.
Fruit 6. Grapefruit. Now the one I promised you at the start. Grapefruit is one of the best fruits in the world for a fatty liver. The compound behind that slight bitterness is called naringenin, and it's been shown to push liver cells toward burning fat and to reduce the fat stored inside them. It also works against the inflammation that turns a fatty liver into a scarred one. So why do people get warned off it? This is the part that usually gets explained wrong. It isn't the naringenin. Grapefruit contains a separate group of compounds called furanocoumarins, and those block an enzyme in your gut wall called C5P3A4, which breaks down a long list of common medications. Block it, and the drug builds up higher than the dose intended. This matters most with certain cholesterol statins and some blood pressure medications.
So this is the one fruit where I have to be direct with you. If you take any prescription medication, don't add grapefruit until you've asked your doctor or your pharmacist about your list. For a lot of people, it's completely fine. For someone, it isn't. And only your own list can answer that. If you're clear, have a grapefruit in the evening with a little cinnamon to take the bitter edge off. Where food stops, let me draw a line. The same one I draw in my own office. Yellow of your skin or the whites of your eyes is jaundice. And that's the doctor this week, not a fruit bowl. Same with pain in the upper right of your abdomen, dark urine, or swelling in your legs. Those aren't fruit problems. Those are see someone problems.
And 3 groups need to adjust. If you have type 2 diabetes, halve the pomegranate and pair fruit with a little protein or fat. If you're on a blood thinner like warfarin, ask before you add grapefruit or pomegranate regularly. And if you already carry a diagnosis of liver disease or hepatitis, fold any of this in only with your doctor's blessing. Food is the foundation. It isn't the whole house. The bedtime liver tonic. 1 kiwi, scrubbed, skin on. 1/4 cup of blueberries. 1/4 avocado for the glutathione and the fat. 1/2 cup of plain unsweetened kefir, which brings the probiotics for that gut-liver connection. A splash of water and a shake of real cinnamon. Blend it and drink it an hour before bed in place of whatever you used to reach for. Sensitive stomach at night. Skip the kefir and use water. And notice I left grapefruit out on purpose. The tool isn't the blender. The tool is the swap. So, 4 steps for tonight. 1. Close the kitchen 2 to 3 hours before you sleep, so the liver starts its shift on an empty tank. 2. Pick 1 fruit from this list that's already in your house. 3. Walk 10 minutes after dinner, because your leg muscles pull glucose out of your blood before it ever reaches the liver. And 4. If you take a prescription, write 1 question down for your pharmacist this week. Is grapefruit safe with my list?
The liver is one of the very few organs that genuinely repairs itself, as long as you stop overloading it. You don't need an overhaul. You need to give it back its night shift, 1 evening at a time. And if you're thinking you're left it too late, you haven't. I've seen people in their 70s turn the fatty liver around. The body at this age still responds. It just needs you to start working against it. So tell me in the comments which foods you are trying tonight and what state you are watching for.
Now, this is only half of it. The other half happens in the morning because there are a few ordinary morning habits done with the best intentions that quietly feed a fatty liver and undo everything you did overnight. In the next video, I'll walk you through the morning routine that protects your liver and the one breakfast mistake I see most often.
Alright, I hope this was helpful. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.